Anyway, you guys want to check out this Tekken stuff? I gotta say, I think the Law one is the best trailer of all the characters so far. Tekken 8. Tekken. The way she yells, she's funny. She won't even be the official in-game announcer, I'm sure, right? Like, she's just doing this for the trailer. Okay. This is structurally impossible, right? Like, it's unfeasible to do a fucking wheelie on, like, a Harley like this. Like, there's no way this is possible, right? This shit's too top-heavy. I'm a stickler for realisms in game, okay? Like, you know? Him smiling is so weird, by the way. That was also his standing 4 counter hit, right? And he just gets Death Fist after him. They show a lot of Death Fist in this trailer. Power Crash. He's fucking hype. His smile is so funny, man. I think it's cool that they show the heat activations too. Because, like, dude, that is insane. Because, like, it gives you an idea about what the character can do. I think the system seems quite cool. Oh my god. That seems fucked up. Yeah, see, he has so many things like that. What the hell was that ender? That's the backswing 4, right? I like this Rage Art too. This shit, his punch actually ripping his like sleeve off because he's so fucking strong is sick. His hair is all over the place. This is like how my hair was during COVID and I fucking hated it. It was like so long and in the way all the time. Like, how do you, that's too much hair. It is a weird haircut though, for sure. It looks cool though. Ken Bananas, it looks better than Ken's hair. Ken's hair was whack. Fist meets fate. Get ready for the next Law definitely looks like he's juicing. Yeah. He definitely is, he's hitting something that's not all natural. I think it's funny that Law was so short, by the way. I love the hit sparks on that, by the way. That shit is so cool. The counter. I think it's cool that he uses the nunchucks too. Dude, he's look at how shredded that is ridiculous. That's an activation, double flip, and he can combo. What the fuck, man? And he gets a 3+4 ender. That's so weird. Whoa, he's far as fuck. This is wild too. His standing 1 gives him this. That's like his 10-frame move, right? That looks ham. That looks cool. I like this though. I think this looks sick. Hammer. I like the nose hit. The big stomp is pretty funny as an ender. I would never have expected this is how he ends his Rage Art. He looks sick though. I think he looks really cool. The hit effects, I think the nunchucks look really sick. And I like that he uses them a lot. He's doing a lot of like, what's it called? Blue steel looking, you know, poses. I think like the hit sparks on the nunchucks look cool too. They look way less ridiculous than some of the other hit sparks that happen. Like this is way better than like before. Every time someone hit someone, it was like a Michael Bay movie. I wonder if it's just Law that looks like this, or if they actually toned it down a bit. Like even this like dragon effect on this is cool. A lot of the strings you can recognize. Some of them look slightly different, but for the most part, it looks very similar to how he normally looks, right? Minus 20% body fat, yeah. He hasn't had any water in weeks. Like he's definitely real shredded. It is really interesting that so many characters can just do stuff or like whatever string they have and counter hit confirm or regular hit confirm and then just send it. Do whatever combo extension he wants here. Like this works on counter hit and then he's just like, I'm pulling up. and then he just gets to do whatever he wants to combo. This mechanic is so fascinating to me because I know a lot of people were pissed about this heat shit, right? They're like, boo, I just want my characters to have Tekken moves and do Tekken stuff, and this is it, right? But it creates kind of the decision making of managing a resource that was in the last game for the 2D characters, but in a more like Tekken way, right? Like you actually do strings or things that specifically go into some heat move or whatever, or activate your heat move, rather than just like I do button, fireball, dash, or whatever, right? Or like max mode dash. And that becomes part of like learning your character, is learning what are your cool heat moves to do and how do you get offense out of it. And it creates specific like hit confirms and decision making around stuff. Like, you know, you have to be scared of Law, for instance, if he has heat and you're worried that like, oh, this motherfucker is gonna do his just like standing one and kill me. So if I do something that's interruptible, or if I get hit by this 10 frame move, I'm gonna explode. I imagine that this is cool because I think it gives some interesting decision making to like a bunch of different parts of the game that before like they just were regular moves and like they had their properties and that's just what they did. But now it's new stuff to think about. I know that if you're a Tekken fan, there's a lot of people who are like, dude, I just want to play the game. I just want it to be strings and moves and no fucking weapons, EX shit, and meters. But there's a lot of Tekkens to play that have that, and like, you know, they're trying to do some new shit. And I think for the most part, it's an interesting system, especially because if certain things are stupid, him having some move and it going into heat is stupid, they could always just like make it not do that, or like put the heat, what activators and stuff on different moves, or like change how advantaged he is, or like just make it not have it anymore and change it to a different move. They could always just change it. For the most part, I think it's way more interesting than I expected. You know, there's a vocal outcry, particularly from online like serious players, where they're like, boo, I hate this shit. But I think generally that stuff is very popular. People like the guest characters and the wild mechanics. Like tournament players or players who are more serious or have been playing Tekken a long time, it might not be their favorite thing, but like this is the kind of stuff that people like, whoa, what the fuck's going on over there? I do think the way it was announced was not the most like exciting. I think if the video was like heat drive, like extends your combos, look at the, isn't this cool? It's way better than like, all right, we have a PowerPoint. Why is it always a PowerPoint, man? Everybody needs to stop doing PowerPoints. Just edit together a cool video. The King trailer and the Law trailer are the coolest Tekken trailers so far. Don't you guys think so? Even though I think Jin and Kazuya look cool also, like, you know, they were the first two and they look cool. Nina, I don't really care that much about her as a character. Her trailer was fine. He looks cool. She doesn't extend it much at the end there. God, he's so buff. And the animation on that is so cool. Dude, he looks so cool, man. The fact that he can combo off this, by the way, what the fuck? They were like, yeah, let's just fucking let him do this shit, and then he can do it again. They're like, why not? Why not let him cook? What a Wolfgang. Irish whip, bang. The wall throw. With the mic? Man, he's so cool. Is this a new armor move, or is this just the animation for it? I think it is, right? The new armor move that he can do in the heat. Yeah, that's right. It does look like the one Gigas had, kind of. Oh, dude, he looks so good. The Rage Art, wind it up. That zoom in on his face is pretty funny. He looks so good. Oh, the flying like body splash finisher too for the win pose. He looks so good. I'm assuming this camera zoom is for the trailer, right? But I love how like exaggerated the point is. I wonder if that's off of this throw in particular, or if it's just like he activated this heat thing. Because like on the ground, there's a flaming carpet of heat and he just runs in. The Harada's finger, he just hit you with the finger guns. He's like, what's good? All the rage arts have looked pretty cool so far. The thing is that they're all cool the first time you see them. By like the 800th time, you know, you're like, well, what are you talking about? I love Bardock level 3. I'm especially a big hater on people who complain about Bardock level 3 to me, because I'm like, I was there 58 times in one top 8, being the guy who's like, all right, gets to level 3, what's the mix? It was Yipes and I that year. Yeah, this and the Law trailer are my 2 favorite of them so far. I think it's also partially because the particle effects on the other trailers were so outlandish. I like the Paul trailer too, actually. These ones have not been as ham on the particles, so I found myself just watching the trailers and thinking the characters look cooler. I think it was easier to not just be distracted by the shiny lights, you know? I think Harada mentioned something like, hey, we are gonna have like an accessibility mode, or we're thinking about doing like an accessibility mode thing where the particles aren't as ham. I believe more and more when I see footage of this game that this game's gonna be sick. I highly doubt the first version of the game will have problems, I think. They're doing so many huge system changes that it seems so unlikely that they nail everything. It's almost guaranteed that the first version is going to be a little silly, and then they like tighten it up and the game will be cool. I think it's going to be really sick.